really overly contested either at the same time. It didn't look like they're from Kepler GT,
All right.
and that the drivers continue up the road here. So
We are
great job by
live.
Harlock there.
Now full screen with the little insert for stint 10 on your top right corner. You see both of the lobbies racing action. What a service we have today for you. Crazy
Here's
stuff.
the man. What can we say? All right, driver swaps are officially underway here between stint 10 and 11 now. So
And
waiting for the rest of the field to close it on in.
heavy rain conditions for the start of that stint number 11, where that indicator just is creeping above the second line, but it's intermediates currently for ORT Azurian in the car for the team. We will see what the other drivers will be doing when they come out of the pits. How long will this shower last? But it's definitely heavy wets at the moment, but probably not for that long, so that's why most of the drivers have opted to go for intermediates. And maybe even some of the drivers further down the grid can start on medium tires as well.
And we have our second place driver 20 seconds away. 20 seconds from driver swap.
Yep, it's very moist indeed, River. But you know, all good things come to an end. It probably won't stay that wet. But for now, it's a bit of a change. At least the rain is coming sideways now, through Stavelo. Wow. So Evo coming out of the pits also on intermediates.
And our first Sector 7 racing car has just entered pit lane. It'll be the number 13 BMW.
So the gap 1 minute 49 between P1 and P2. And Evo dipping his feet into the wet conditions. We know he likes those conditions, but does that Corvette like the conditions? That's the question.
Isn't that the bigger question? Absolutely.
But already gained a second on the first half a minute. He's
Right,
pushing early on. So pole sitter coming out of the pits as well for Sector 7 Racing, the 13 BMW. Intermediates as well, so no one going for those heavy wets at the moment. They know it will ease off. 1 minute and 4 seconds currently the gap to Evo in P2, so we still have the 46 and the 44 on the lead lap, and then pole sitter a lap down. Another car getting out of the pits probably very soon.
Cheers, brother. All right, we have Honza now entering pit lane, Race Asylum GTR team.
Yeah. Soaking wet conditions
everyone.
still.
You too, my man.
But it has stopped now. No more rain from above, and that track will dry. Yeah, I said it's probably not gonna last that long.
Race Asylum Lexus now entering pit lane.
Still waiting for that fourth car to leave the pits, and you see some movement happening.
Yeah, it should be any second now, for
Should
sure.
be. It is Lugi. Oh, Lugi with a 3-second penalty. Oh, how did he do that on the in lap.
Ugh.
On the in lap for that stint. Oh, Luki,
Ouch.
you are officially a pleb.
Ouch,
in
ouch, ouch.
intermediates for the 77 it is. But yeah,
Alright, we have the BMW now coming into pit lane, the 33 car.
and Lucas for Race Asylum in that Lexus. No drama on the pit exit as well. Intermediate tires it is. So yeah, still too wet to exit on mediums. But we already see a very, very weak dry racing line appear in those conditions. So not that long. 3 laps maximum, I'd say. And then it's mediums time. So
MRL, GTR, and Sector 7 Racing Renault into pit lane.
have a look.
About 8.5 second gap between those two currently.
Evo gained like 6-7 seconds already on the leader. We see Apex Magnet for MRL now leaving the pits, the 33. The WM6 out on track, 6 minutes the gap to the leaders at the moment. And 1 minute to P5 to Lucas in that Lexus RCF 218. And Apex Magnet out on medium tires. That's a bit early. He lost it through Lecombe already. So that was again a bold strategy call from the MRL crew. It's a bit too wet, probably 1 lap too early, but maybe you can just survive and
They
don't need to do that.
They tried that at the beginning of this stint.
Uh-huh.
Much of the same result, unfortunately. Coming right out of pit lane, they had a moment. So
And the same goes for Johnny Warhol. He spins the car into Lecombe. He avoids damage, gets a reset also on racing mediums. What is going on? We see Slipstream as well in general. Also one into Lecombe. They break. He's also too late on the brakes. No, guys, what's happening? Yellow flags. You cannot break that late on medium tires. Come on, you cannot be serious. What's happening? Slipstream, but managed to just go off track, not have like a massive slide and whatever. Crazy scenes here.
I bet that is 3 team radios right now with some very interesting chat.
Oh.
Oh my.
Cancel. No, it is okay to try it, but it's just probably those 20-30 seconds, maybe too early when you get released, but you don't want to do that 1 lap on intermediates, go in and then out again on medium. So that is like the risk versus reward thing, but they're crawling around the racetrack on those
60.
medium tires.
Isn't 64 Corvette came in about 10 seconds ago?
It is so still we had F8 drivers out on track with P8, P7 and P6 going for that medium run. So we see the tri line now through the bus stop. And but Apex Magnet is still struggling to get the power down on his BMW. What about Johnny Waffle for MRL in that GTR? Yeah, that we see definitely a tri line, but they're so slow. Probably they're losing more time on this out lap. And if they would have went on to the intermediates, but yeah, afterwards it's always easier to say should have been the better option.
Hindsight is 2020, isn't that how it goes?
Maybe. What about Camp? Camp out on track as well on mediums. It looks like the pit exit is good. What about the run up towards the Camp? We saw some crazy scenes. It is definitely a bit more dry. Yeah, Camp for the 64 made it work. So it is now mediums time.
I am absolutely missing all the fun right now. I tell you what.
You had the same fun probably with the start of your stint with those
I had a couple of
conditions.
drivers have a couple. I had a couple of drivers have a couple of moments for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
the MRL BMW being one of them for sure. Much of the same decision last time around, and much of the same result, except they didn't even get to Lacombe. It was literally coming out of pit exit.
Okay, yeah.
They lost it a little bit, but
They learned their lesson this time on the pit exit, but then they went like, yeah, it's good. We can break as usual for Lacombe.
Yeah, you can't brake at the 50-meter board into Lacombe in the wet on
Probably not.
mediums. It's just not going to stop.
Leader, he still stayed out on intermediates. Evo doing the same. Played it safe for now. What about pole sitters also doing another lap on intermediates? Lugi comes around. Probably could think about it. Looking at the visuals, definitely we see that dry racing line now, and already you could arguably go side by side already on that line on some parts of the track. So this should usually be the indicator. Mediums it is. So Lucas in P5 also running on those intermediates. Magnet, YMRL first on mediums. Now first timed lap, but it's a 2-minute 30.8 compared to a 2-minute 26 for the intermediate runner. So still, I'm not feeling that comfortable. But looks, what about Slipstream? Slipstream got past Johnny Waffle. Johnny Waffle with that big moment into Lacombe on his out lap. 1.8 seconds that gap, and it looks like Slipstream with some pace. Evo into the pits now, getting rid of the intermediates, going for that medium undercut on the leaders. Let's have a look at Slipstream's lap time. It's still slower than the intermediates. Look at that. It's a 2-minute 31 compared to Luki, a 2:24 on intermediate. So still interesting to see, like the crossover point is not reached currently. Intermediates still a bit quicker.
Little car has entered pit lane here, our 45 McLaren driver.
All right.
And with that, we will leave stint 11 in capable hands of the amazing singing Jaeger here, and we'll catch everybody back in about an hour's time, maybe a little more, and send this thing home. So appreciate y'all.
See you soon.
And we'll see you soon.
Alright, so we have Adriano, and haven't seen him on track in P10. 42 seconds the gap to Cam in P9. Ishmael for Loose Moose Racing, the 35. AMG in P11. 10 seconds the gap to Adriano. They're all running the medium tires, of course, and then it's just Richie now for last minute racing. The 12th car remaining on that grid. We had 2 teams that have to retire their cars. The 69 AHR, Corvette, and we have also had LRC's McLaren 650S. Richie out on medium. So Azorian still on those intermediates. 2:24. Evo trying to go for the undercut on mediums. What's the pace for Evo? A pole sitter on mediums now as well. Out lap in that BMW. Lugi at 24.8 probably will be pitting as well now. It's definitely slick tire conditions now. If you're not fighting that hard, Lugi in, or Lucas fastest lap on intermediate, still at 23.6, but we see the track is improving like massively now. In should be the call for Lucas. That's it. Here comes Magnet. 27.2 is still. What about Adriano? 21.9. So that's on medium tires. So 2-3 seconds quicker at the moment. But yeah, those lap times will come down with every driver crossing line. Azorian, now the leader, into the pits. Played it very, very safe. So probably Evo will gain a few seconds. But they had like 1 minute 40. Something like that. And yeah, instant purple sector 1 for Evo. You have to be careful on that pit exit. Probably still wet, but they should have experience now in those conditions. So Evo in second position will definitely gain some time on the leaders. They are now exiting the pit lane. We see it's a little bit of a wiggle, but nothing major. And Azorian back out on track on medium tires. Now we have to wait for roughly a lap to see the updated delta. This is pole sitter right behind the leader, trying to get 1 lap back. Probably can he do so? And pole sitter, that's still not sure about those deltas showing. 3 minutes is definitely not correct. It's roughly 2 minutes 20. Should be okay. And pole sitter might be able to get the 13 car back onto the lead lap. So 1 lap already done on mediums. Has the confidence where to push, how much you can push, where do you have to be careful still with the wet patches. Adriano, a 2 minute 19, proved that fastest lap. So will we see a move? We see some headlights flashing. Can you go side by side? Oh, that's the white line onto the wet part. Brake. That's not gonna happen. But no, there's... Because Azorian can keep that position. There's no need to let pole sitter get the free pass. He's the leader. Pole sitter has to find a way to unlap himself. So we get the updated delta on top of Radion. Yeah, look at the lap times, 2 minute 20s, something like that. And now maybe, oh, that was close again. Pole sitter nearly lost that car. But now probably gets the run into Lecom. No, staying behind. So Evo E2 with 1 minute 23, so definitely gained a couple of seconds. And see still pole sitter in P3 trying to get onto that lead lap somewhere, somehow, sometime. Lugi in P4, 1 minute 39 the gap to the pole sitter in P3. 18 seconds to Lucas in P5. Is another minute and 4 seconds to Apex Magnet for MRL. P6 Slipstream in P7 for Sector 7, number 7. What a match it is. So many 7s. Playing on Gran Turismo 7. Oh my god, I cannot stop. Now, enough of it. Johnny Waffle in P8 for the second MRL team, the number 9 car, and we have a Cam 64 Syndicate Racing Corvette. Adriano, 37 seconds the gap, and he's flying early again. Where can he place that 999 BMW? Can they stay inside the top 10 to finish the race and the season and score their first points of the season? I think 4 points for P10 it is. Loose Moose Racing in P11 with Ishmael, 17, nearly 18 seconds that gap. And then Richie for Last Minute Racing, that's 3 minutes and a bit the gap to Ishmael at the back of that grid for now. So Azarian now up to pace and not under immediate pressure. I think Paul Sitter will just stay behind the race leader for now. While we are watching that, I want to have a sneak peek at the predicted weather for stint 11. So that RO4 was definitely quite some heavy rain to start the stint, and we will finish that stint with RO5. So probably no rain again, as usual. Team standing, so that is the interesting bit. The 44 car currently running in P2, leading the championship with 20 points, and the 46 car Overboost Racing team in P2. So for the victory today, you get 100 points. For P2, it is 80 points. So quick math, they will be tied on points, both teams. So we will need a tiebreaker decision. And we heard it a bit earlier today with that potential W for ORT. They would be also equal on wins, both teams. So next tiebreaker rule would be who scored more P2s, and that category would go to ORT. So as long as ORT stays in the lead, they will be winning the overall championship based on a tiebreaker. But yeah, how close can it be? Like, it's what's quickly show the calendar. So it's the 8th round of the 2024 season, with that start at Barcelona. Then we had the 24-hour at Daytona, 12 hours at Bathurst, Watkins Glen, a 6-hour race, then a 24 hours at Le Mans, 8 hours of Suzuka, 12 hours at Road Atlanta, and now the season finale at Spa with the 24 hours to finish that season. So yeah, as it stands, ORT, at least for the Asylum, tied on points, but the tiebreaker goes to ORT. 1 minute 23 at gap to Evo. Probably the closest since the start of the night. But they're trying everything to get closer and maybe challenge ORT on that final stint. So it's still 3 hours 40 minutes of racing left in this 34-hour event here at Spa-Francorchamps. Pole sitter still sitting behind the lead car in P3, not able to get back onto the lead lap, but it's very close, as you can see. Lugi in P4. A big gap to the podium, 1 minute 37. Throughout the night, they were battling for that podium position. I lost a little bit on the previous stint by the looks. Can they fight back? Lucas in P5. You see purple now for the drivers. That track now probably maximum attack mode. Just a little bit wet on the edges on those curbs, but nothing major. Apex Magnet in P6, 1 minute 10, the gap to Lucas in P5, 5.5 minutes, the gap to the leaders. Slipstream in P7, 24 seconds. Slowly picking up that pace in that Renault RS1 for Sector 7 Racing. And Jolly Waffle for MRL. The second car, the number 9, Nissan GTR in P8, 7 seconds. We'll see how that gap evolves. Camp in P9, 20, bit of up and down at 27 on lap 7, and Adriano pushing this BMW under 25 seconds to gap to P9. Is it possible to get that P9? The next driver with Jolly Waffle, 1 minute 36, is a big gap, but 24 seconds is definitely within reach for Adriano. He showed some crazy fast pace during stint 9. Can he repeat that? Looks like he's on a good way. He started very strong. Ishmael then for Loose Moose Racing in P11. Outside of the points currently. 24 seconds the gap to Adriano. And Richie for Last Minute Racing in P12. Nearly 3 minutes behind P11. So after a bit of a warm-up period, it's now ORT's own Azurian to get that fastest lap of the race so far. 2 minutes 17.8. Evo personal best 18.4. But Evo's favorite conditions, those wet and mixed conditions, not there anymore. And probably this is all you can get out of that Corvette C7. It still has a nice gap to pole sitter in P3, 55 seconds, and pole sitter trying to stay with the leaders. Still has the slipstream, also did a 2 minutes 17 last time around. Lugi in P4. Yeah, the gap to P3 is quite big. And the gap to Lucas 19 seconds at the moment. So everything under control for now. Magnet in P6. Let's have a look at those lap times. Slowly improving that pace in that BMW down to 2 minute 20s. What about Slipstream? Slipstream is catching according to the lap times on the right hand side. Already down to 2:18s now. And Johnny losing a little bit, but not too much. 9 seconds that gap currently. And the driver pushing. Oh, what happened to Camp? Camp with a 3-second penalty on the outlap. something happened to the 64. Was there damage involved somewhere? Maybe that 27 lap time on lap 7, or some damage, not decided to pit, but a 3-second penalty for a pit lane line cutting infringement somewhere. Oh, not ideal. And the gap to Ishmael, 10 seconds, will come down to, I don't know, 6 seconds, maybe 5. We'll see how much you actually lose. Serving a 3-second penalty, that's painful to watch. Back up to speed, so it was 10.5 seconds. And now we see that delta coming down. 7, 6, 5.5 roughly, so under 5 seconds. Yeah, so yeah, it looks like 3 seconds cost you 5 in the end. Ishmael is smelling some blood opportunities to get that 35 Loose Moose Racing AMG into the top 10 and score some points on that final race of the 2024 season. 4 seconds, 29 last time round, and Camp on fresh mediums though. We see Johnny Waffle in that rainbow colored GTR. A good first sector for Camp in the 64. Purple Azorian improved that fastest lap, a 17.0, 16.86. Oh, getting quicker and quicker. Now, what about Evo? Lost a second while doing personal best in that Corvette. Old Sitter now lost contact, not having the benefits of a slipstream, but still running comfortably in P3. Lugi in 4th, Lucas P5, Magnet P6, Slipstream P7, Johnny Waffle in P8, Adriano and P9, 22 seconds that gap to Camp, who is opening up that gap slightly to Ishmael. It was briefly 4 seconds, now went up to 5 again. Still we saw some blue sector times for Ishmael, personal best incoming, maybe dipping into the 2-minute 18s now. And Camp with some traffic, but also a bit of slipstream assist. We'll see that lap time, 2-minute 18.1 personal best. What about Ishmael? A 2-minute 18.8, lost 7/10, but definitely the trend is Ishmael's friend currently, improving the pace, increasing its pace, and pushing to open up that gap again. So Adriano, the 999 BMW in P9 currently, probably the best they can get. .7 last time round, personal best as well. So we see a couple of improvements. Doherty are flying again. 16s. Evo improving as well. Again, lost half a second. 1 minute 25 that gap. Posito roughly doing the same pace as Evo. But yeah, still 1 lap down, P3. Oh. Lugi also with a personal best, close to that 2 minute 16, 17.0, and Lucas with a 17.3. So yeah, close on pace, everyone. Now, not much separating. Apex Magnet falling a bit short currently with 2 minute 20s. Maybe he is going for a fuel saving strategy approach. See, a bit more fuel than Lucas, definitely. Also, more fuel than Slipstream. Slipstream is still pushing, gaining roughly 2 seconds per lap at this stage. And Johnny Waffle not able to keep up with that pace. 6 minute 5, the gap to the leaders, and Adriano 7:56. That's 1 minute 50 between roughly P8 and P9. But that didn't stop Adriano last time. I'm putting in some crazy good stint, and we'll see if they can close that gap to P8 even more. Cam, after the pit stop, that gap went up between Cam and Ishmael, 7.6. And Richie 218s now in that McLaren 650S for last minute racing, the 45 car. But that's still 3 minutes and 10, 12 seconds, something like that, to Ishmael in P11. And Azarian doing ORT things again, let's put it that way. 16s, 3 laps in a row. This is not a 2 minute 16 anymore with 6, 7 tenths down that lap. 1 minute 26 that gap to Evo. Gold Sitter the same pace as Evo currently in P3. And looks like a lovely afternoon approaching here in Spa. So we are just past noon local track time. And looks to be a lovely middle stint now for the drivers after a bit of a chaotic start to this 11th and penultimate stint of the 24 hours here with IRO. Lugi pushing a bit too much, 18.6, another penalty. Lucas bringing that gap down to under 20 seconds at the moment. Magnet finally into the 2 minute 19s. Slipstream is pushing still. 17.5 last time round. What will it be this lap? Another good one. 18? No, 17.3 again. Improved that personal best 11 seconds. The gap to Apex Magnet. So this could get very close before the first round of pit stops. So expecting them lap 25, 26, something like that. Johnny in P8, not able to go the pace that Slipstream is running, but definitely very consistent lap times now. Mid to low, 2 minute 19s, 1 minute 50 that gap to Adriano, who is running 2 minute 17s. And gaining second after second every lap on Johnny Waffle. Can he get past the MRL? 33. Battle of the BMWs. There's a bit of a difference in pace currently. So Apex Magnet running 2 minute 19s and Adriano 2:17s. We should see that unlapping process happening very soon. Maybe into the bus stop. See, approaching Blanchimont. A little bit of a lift behind another car, Dirty Air. And no, not close enough this time. Probably has to wait for the Camel Straight. No, a poor exit out of the bus stop for Apex Magnet, and Adriano says thank you. Gets in front of that BMW and puts the hammer down. We'll see that move again. Not sure, it was like a slow exit for Magnet. Not sure if they wanted to lift or just had a little bit of a moment, a BMW moment. So Cam finishing the top 10 currently with 21.6 seconds, 12 seconds the gap to P11. The gap between P2 and P3 staying the same, 55-56 seconds, so same lap time, same pace for the entire stint so far between Evo and Pole Sitter. And Azurian is unstoppable. 16s again. Starting lap 20. So Pole Sitter had a bit of a moment, probably in lap 17, a 2 minute 20. Apart from that, very consistent driving 2 minute 17s. Same goes for Evo, 2:17s all the way. And we see the same picture now that tire wear is kicking in slowly for that Corvette. We're roughly at 45% wear on those fronts. You can probably feel it now. Another 17, just 17. 0.9. Another 17 incoming, maybe for Pole Sitter as well. The delta doesn't really change. The Evo. Lugi had everything, 17s, 18s, 19s, 17s, 18s. Again, Lucas shows a bit more consistency. 17s again, a short trip into the 2-minute 18s. Slowly gained 3-4 seconds since the driver swap, from what I can tell. Apex Magnet is picking up the pace. 2:18s now, not losing that much to Slipstream. It's just a second, not 2 seconds per lap. But Slipstream is still able to do 2-minute 17s in that RSO1. Johnny in E8. Adriano gained another 3 seconds over the last 2 to 3 laps. So we're definitely not stopping that mission. Camp for Syndicate Racing, also doing 2-minute 17s now in that Corvette. And Ishmael in the AMG for Loose Moose Racing. 16 seconds down the road now. Cannot go that pace. And Richie in P12 for Last Minute Racing. All by himself at the moment. So no close battle at the moment, but probably this one could get interesting. So we'll stay with Apex Magnet and Slipstream, see that gap. And we are slowly approaching the hour. So this means just over 3 hours remaining of this 24-hour event. We see that the gap is coming down bit by bit. Another half a second roughly gained for Slipstream. And we probably also 5-6 laps away from the pit stop for the drivers. See, tires still looking very, very good. Wow. Azarian in that Lexus RCF. Evo definitely used more tires. It's probably also due to the nature of the car. But 1 minute 30 again, that gap. And tire wear between Evo and Pole Sitter, the same basically. Those two lap times the same, tire wear the same. Pretty evenly matched and paced. Lugi again using a bit more of his tires in that Nissan GTR. And Lucas gained a little bit again. 16 seconds. Still a long shot till the end of that stint. So this could be the battle at some point. 6 seconds between Apex, Magnet and Slipstream. And it's 28 to Johnny Waffle, and also it is Adriano chipping away those seconds. 1 minute 43. I'm not sure. Can they bring that gap down to under 1 minute towards the end of that stint? And P10 is still capped for Syndicate Racing. And the gap to Ishmael is getting bigger and bigger, nearly 19 seconds now. Richie, E12, 2 minute 19s now. Found the pace, the rhythm, settles in with those lap times. It's also a tough one for the team. I think they're 3 minutes 10 seconds down on the next car running in P12. But the mentality is still there, never give up. You never know what can happen in those long endurance races. So lap 24, 2-3 laps probably away from that pit stop. 1 minute 31 that gap. Holsitter again lost 1 second roughly to Evo. Lugi also now dropped into the 2 minute 19s. Lucas is still running mid to low 218s. Oh, again another great stint so far. Giving the an opportunity for that final stint to fight for P4. Are they allowed to fight each other? They're the same community but different teams. The 77 and the 218 entry. Magnet with the personal best with slightly worn tires, more than 50% down, at an 18.7. Now what about Slipstream? Not gaining anymore currently, so keeping that gap at roughly 6 seconds. Johnny Waffle with some heavy wear on those front tires. So how long can he drive with those tires? This is the worst tire wear I've seen so far from the drivers out there. 80% down on those fronts. Adriano with 75%, but Adriano is still pushing under 1 minute 40. That gap now. We know Adriano using a pad and choose up the tires. But shows some incredible pace. And in P10, it is still a camp. Alright, we will stay with the leader for a little while and wait for the first round of the pit stops happening lap 25. So you see 51 laps in total. The end of lap 50 will be the lap for the driver swap, the final driver swap of the event of the 2024 season. And great pace. Opening up that gap. 1 minute 33. Now gained 5-6 seconds across the, I don't know, previous 10-15 minutes. And we're still looking okay in that Lexus, say 65% maybe. Has all the flexibility to pit, staying out for another lap. Evo in P2 and pole sitter in P3 again, keeping that gap roughly around the 56-second mark. The gap to Lugi, 1:42. Lugi losing some pace now with the tire wear to 19s now, and probably at 2 minutes 20 now incoming. And it's still Lucas catching 12 seconds, so a great run. Just dipped into the 2 minute 19s. So gaining roughly a second per lap on Lugi. Apex Magnet versus Slipstream. Roughly 4 seconds now, 4.2, 4.3. Again, Slipstream not done yet with the hunting game. 4 seconds. Magnet with a not ideal exit coming out of La Source. And Slipstream with a good run. Loses a little bit. Rouge Radion into Lake Home, but 4 seconds is the closest we've seen so far, and it's not over yet. It's still gaining on Magnet, who 19s currently for the MRL driver. Leader staying out, going a bit longer than expected from my side. could see Evo pitting this lap. Fuel isn't the issue, but the tires are probably 80% down. And what about Johnny? Yeah, still struggling with those mediums. 2:23 last time round, and Adriano, that gap went down to 1:31, so gained 4 or 5 seconds probably. That last lap, Johnny Waffle trying to survive with the tire wear now. Maybe has to do one more lap. We'll find out pretty soon. Comes around Stavelo. And I guess he needs to go to lap 35. But wouldn't be surprised to see them pitting now. Put on some fresh mediums. Okay, it is one more lap. Ishmael into the pits earlier than the drivers around him for sure. Camp with that extra stop due to some damage, arguably. Can go a bit longer. And pole sitter doing another lap. The same goes for Evo. Okay, it's didn't see that coming. Pretty sure Evo would be pitting that lap. P2, P3 is still waiting for the pit stop. The same goes for the leaders, and still staying out for another lap. I mean, has been still running 2 minutes 17 mid to high. Now very, very consistent, and probably no need to pit just now. 1:36 that gap to Evo in P2, and 2:31 to pole sitter in P3. So again, just the top two cars on the lead lap, and pole sitter 1 lap down in P3. Lugi, what's that a gap? 1 minute 40-ish. Slipstream is in the pits. We know that Renault with worn tires is not very pleasant to drive. He was pushing, brought that gap down to 4.4 seconds, and with that undercut might gain easily 2 to 3 seconds on Apex Magnet. So will Magnet cover that pit stop now? So Johnny Waffle is in lap 25. It is Richie disconnected from the lobby. No! So we are left with 11 teams on the track. Will Last Minute Racing return for the final stint? That is the question. It is fresh mediums for Slipstream now. It's 4.4 seconds before that pit stop. And that's 51, 52 maybe after the pit stop. And now decision time for Apex Magnet. Try to defend that P6 or stick to the strategy, stick to the plan. Not sure what the initial plan was, of course. But it's lap 26, so they should be fine, probably, with going on to a new set of medium tires. Still the question, how much did he lose on that lap compared to Slipstream? Yeah, into the pits, covering probably that strategy decision. It was 4.4 seconds between those two, and I say easily 2 to 3 seconds advantage with fresh tires. And it's, say, maybe 2. You have more fuel on board. Evo into the pits. The leader staying out. Slipstream staying out. Alright, but we have a look at Slipstream versus Apex Magnet. Coming round, crosses the start finish line. Magnet now getting released. Slipstream coming round La Source. It will be close. Slipstream will have the run. Apex Magnet is still slow, limited to 60 kph now. Back on to the power. He is accelerating up towards Radion. Where is Slipstream? Eau Rouge, this will be close, really close. Where is Magnet? Exiting the pits now. Here comes Slipstream. Yeah, 2 seconds, 1.5 maybe. Heading into Lake Holm. Here we go. We have a battle for position. Azurian in the pits. Polsitter also hitting. And let's go on board with the chase. That was the idea behind that undercut. Pretty sure about that. But also, I think a good response from MRL to get that car in. Keep that position for now. Getting closer is one thing, overtaking another. And I think that BMW can get very wide if needed to. Under a second, that gap coming out of Stavello past the penalty zone. Into Blochimore. It is flat, 6 gear revving the living hell out of this poor little Renault engine. 9 tenths, 8 tenths. Again, a big slide from Apex coming out of the bus stop. 4 tenths, 3 tenths. This could be the run for Slipstream, braking for La Source. Trying to focus on the exit. Good exit. Maybe too good? Too close already. Upshifts early into 6 gear. That's smart. Has to lift again. It's too close already. Needs to lift again. Now hoping for that run. We see a car in front. This could give Apex Magnet a little bit of a tow. Not close enough for a move yet. But it's happening at some point. Slipstream got that pace. Speedy in the chat. Wow, look at that. How are you, mate? Long time. No see, no hear. How are you doing? Hope everything is fine. Oh, we are staying with that battle, of course. Magnet defending that P6, and yeah, as I said, it's one thing to catch, the other thing to go for a move, and it looked like that the timing wasn't really good for Slipstream last time round. Was too close coming out of La Source already, had to upshift, had to lift through Eau Rouge and Radion and lost that momentum. So maybe lessons learned for Slipstream. Oh, you switch to the PC. Okay, nice ones, but still enjoying sim racing then, I guess. Personal best for Magnet. We go. Whoopsie! Side by side action through La Source and Slipstream on the inside. Magnet on the outside. I press that replay marker for now. Who's got the legs? I think Magnet is backing out of it. Just tucks it behind. Maybe gets the run into Les Combes onto the Camel Straight. Slipstream going defensive, covering the inside line, but losing the momentum. It goes up aside into Les Combes. It's Magnet around the outside. They give each other plenty of room, and Slipstream stays in front for now. So Magnet, nearly loses the rear again. That BMW doing BMW things. Again, so easy to lose the rear. Oh, that's nice to see. You're still carrying the CLR tech. Represent. So we'll watch that overtake once again. La Source. The Slipstream diving down the inside. And great racing between those two drivers. And well played. Yeah, some great racing action here on track. Late in this 24-hour race. So we are 22 hours and 15 minutes roughly into this event. Make it 23, by the way, not 22, 23 and 15 minutes. So, no, 22. No, 21. I'm confused. We have 2 hours and 45 minutes remaining. That's what I wanted to say. Damn it. Times. It's been a long weekend. So, bear with me. But the Slipstream are opening up that gap, 1.2 seconds trying to get out of the Slipstream. Yeah, always I know it's a bad joke. So Azorian in the lead for ORT, 1 minute 35.36. Evo in P2, pole sitter gained a little bit during that pit stop. From 56 down to 53, roughly. It's Lugi in P4. And look at that, Lucas under 7 seconds. That gap also gained. And a 2 minute 16.9 for the Race Asylum driver. Great stuff. So Slipstream and Magnets 6 and 7 still close. We have Johnny Waffle in P9 for that second Emerald car. And then it is Camp in P9 with that out of sync pit stop strategy due to an early emergency pit stop. 16 seconds and that gap to Adriano. Alright. It won't be that long. The tire's not looking that great anymore. And just like that, I'm heading into the pit. So we will see Adriano then moving up one position back into P9, coming around the bus stop. Personal best last time around for Adriano, 17.3, 17.4, just confirmed that lap time. And it's under 1 minute 30 the gap to Johnny Waffle in P8, so the chase is not over. How much can he take out of that gap between P8 and P9 now before the final driver swap? That is the question. So Camp hitting, coming out of its. Where is Ishmael? He is crossing that start finish line. Personal best to 17.9. Camp on the run already up towards Radion. Let's see that pit exit. No 3-second penalty this time around. Ishmael coming into Orouge. Oh, what's that gap at the end of the camel? 16, 15 coming down, maybe 14. .5. Cam, and on pure pace it looked like Cam has the advantage. He should keep that P10 by the looks. The new fastest lap of the stint, 16.379. Again, quite convincing and dominating drive from Azurian during that stint. Getting closer now towards a possible parade window. I know, we say it every stint, but just to prove my point, right? So we have like this scheduled weather. It is there. And it clearly says the end of stint 11. You see it. Rain. RO5. It should be rain. It should be raining. It basically never did on those ending weather slots. So not sure. Why is that? Gran Turismo, Polyphonic, please explain. I think we had like now it is 11 stints, and on one of those stints it actually rained towards the end. So I don't know. 16.29, another improvement of that fastest lap. What about Evo? 17.0 in that Corvette. E2, what about Pole Sitter? 17.3. Again, roughly the same pace between those two drivers, not much separating them. Luki and Lucas. Lucas nearly down to 5 seconds, that gap now. .8 for Lucas. Great lap time in that Lexus. Flying, trying to close that gap to the 77 car in P4 Slipstream. After the overtake, now opened up that gap to Apex Magnet, nearly 5 seconds. And then another 53 to Johnny Waffle, the second MRL team. And Adriano is still pushing like crazy. 16.9, 17.0 and 1 minute 19 that gap. So my question was, can he bring that gap down to under 1 second? It's doable with that pace. It could happen. And Camp and Ishmael, the gap 14 seconds. Roughly the same. Ishmael putting in some serious lap times now, 17.9, 17.9. Not really losing that much time to Camp. But he has a purple sector in that Corvette. Sector 1 it is. Will be losing that time to that middle sector. But shows the pace, 17.9 last time round. So I think that's a nice shot. Game. Show me some cars. Here we go. Thank you. So Luigi and Lucas, 3.5 seconds. Lucas with a 16.6. So interesting. And should I get excited again? I don't know, but we definitely see a couple of clouds coming in again. We see also a bit darker clouds there on the horizon. Again, wind direction could look promising though. We have like a west to east wind, and the clouds are on that bit. We'll see. I won't get too excited, but I just wanna mention the fact I see some clouds. Some of them are darker. Nothing yet, still plenty of blue skies obviously, but you can clearly see with that shot there's something happening in the atmosphere. And the Ardennes forest is probably as predictable as the Eifel weather at the Nordschleife, so it can be all 4 seasons within 10 minutes. We won't be getting any hail or fog or snow even, but yeah, you get it. We could see sunshine, we could see rain, we could see very, very heavy clouds. Everything is possible. And we'll see how this goes. Again, probably starting lap 40-41, where it could get interesting with the weather. It probably won't, but there's the opportunity there. It's definitely the lobby setting that says it should give us a high chance of rain towards the end of the stint. 1 minute 40 the gap now between E1 and E2. Pole sitter in P3 for Sector 7 Racing. 1 minute 51 that gap to Lugi, and Lugi versus Lucas 2.5 it is. Lucas again with a great lap time, gate 7/10 last time round. What about Slipstream? Also lapping in the 2 minute 16s now. 3 laps in a row. Magnet also into the 17s now. Took him quite a while, but now he has that pace, he shows that pace. Johnny Waffle to 19s currently, and getting out of the way for Slipstream, I think it is. Adriano, 1 minute 13. Again, flying around Spa-Francorchamps in his BMW M6. Cam in P10. So, the sun is basically gone. It disappeared. We have more clouds hanging over the circuit, but no dark clouds. No dark clouds. No. But it's definitely a change in the visuals. Something is brewing. Something is brewing here, so a full cloud cover now. Oh, probably a little mistake here. Lucas lost 2/3 that lap. And is someone doing the rain dance now? Roughly 30 minutes to go in this stint. And again, I'm getting my hopes up high for some rain drama. Under 2 seconds that gap now. But Lugi with a still running 2 minutes 17 sees he knows he has to drive as quick as he can, but probably he won't be able to defend Lucas. He sees what happened throughout the entire stint. Lucas was more than 20 seconds behind after the driver swap. Now it's just 2 seconds. And we also have a look at Adriano. 1 minute and 9 seconds that gap to Johnny Waffle in P8. So. Lazarian doing solid lap times. 17's not pushing like crazy anymore. 1 minute 40 that gap currently. And let's get some weather inspection corners to see. It's just cloudy, right? It's just cloudy. It doesn't look like rain. It really doesn't look like rain. Nope. No, we still have like a little bit of time before the predicted rain slot should arrive, but yeah, it just looks overcast and cloudy. And we will probably get all the weather on a final stint. So I don't need to Jaeger the weather, Hansa, come on. The weather is not listening. It's not happening. And I don't know why. To be fair, we had a little bit of drama at the start of the stint with 3 drivers going off track on medium tires in intermediate conditions. And that was actually fun, at least for me. Pole sitter is gaining a couple of seconds from 56 before that driver swap, now down to 50.5. Still a lap down though. And Lucas has the slipstream. Now 1.3. Lugi with a bit of a shaky exit coming out of the bus stop. Gives Lucas the opportunity to get closer again. .3 gaining into Eau Rouge. That was a weird way to abuse the gears, but it apparently helped. Also poor transmission. Lucas collected himself a penalty that, yeah, looked a bit wide. The run up towards Radion, so that's definitely dropping out of the slipstream again. Slipstream in P6, the gap to Magnet 12 seconds. Now Johnny Waffle 8 and Adriano 1 minute 02, so we will definitely bring that gap down to under 1 minute. 40 seconds between Adriano and Kemp, P9 and P10. And another 17 seconds between Kemp and Israel, P10 and P11. So and Azurians 9 laps to go before the driver swap. 1 minute 41 that gap to Evo. 50 seconds to pole sitter, who is still gaining on P2. Lugi in E4 and Lucas trying to get back into the slipstream again after serving that penalty last time around. There is Cam sitting in between the two Race Asylum drivers currently, but getting out of the way early. So 2.5 seconds roughly. And can Lucas get back to Luki? 17.5 last time around. Really good lap time. For the 77. Nissan. So making it difficult for Lucas. With that 18.7, yeah, there was a penalty involved. But that also, I don't know, got him maybe out of the focus area for a little bit. And have a quick look. It is really, really cloudy now, almost foggy. But again, we are missing the rain, the promised rain, by the way. Where is it? Yes, there are no dark clouds, no. The final 20 minutes of that stint now running. We should see the drivers getting ready for the final swap. I'm pretty sure that stint 12 lobby is up and running, and hopefully all the remaining drivers are in that lobby to finish that 24-hour race in style. And a couple of disconnects. Two teams had to retire their car during this event. And yeah, one disconnect during stint 11. What we and the leader on racing on lap 43, racing lap 42. And at the end of lap 50, we will see the drivers diving into the pits and handing the car over for the final time of the season and this event to their teammates. So we are nearly there, folks, nearly there. To 17 again for Azarian. 1 minute 43, the gap to Evo. Very consistent, still too low to 18s. Pole sitter in P3. And a late surge from Lugi, now putting in some of his best laps to keep Lucas at distance. Lucas not getting closer since he had to serve that penalty where he was just inside of that slipstream range. So it would end like this before the driver swap. Slipstream in P6, that gap to apex magnet 15 seconds currently. Johnny Waffle P8, HBiano 55 seconds, so I don't know, gained over a minute so far. And a nice gap to Camp in P10. 47 seconds that gap, so Camp now struggling a little bit with the pace over those last couple of laps. Ishmael slowly catching, both with a penalty. Still 16 seconds, so yeah, we'll wait without any late stint drama. Probably those positions will stay as they are. It looks still very, very cloudy and foggy. Lap 45. So 6 laps to go, including this one for the leader. Quickly check. We have the next stream link ready. Not yet. Pretty sure it should be available very, very soon. So it will be GT45 Gaming to bring us all home if everything goes to plan. So gaps stayed the same for the last couple of laps. .5 now. Luki with it 218s last time around. Lucas 217, so gaining a little bit. .4, so maybe I spoke too soon about the positions. Lugi versus Lucas. That's not decided yet. Leaders, everything is fine. Nothing happening probably. Also looks like we won't see the rain towards the end of that stint again. But Lugi versus Lucas, 2.2, 2.3 seconds slipstream, then 1 minute 37. The gap in P6, 15 seconds to Apex Magnet in P7, another minute and 9 seconds to Johnny Waffle. And we have Adriano, the madman, pushing like crazy, down to 50 seconds. That guy. Yeah, it is one more stint to go. 2 hours. And yeah, 10 minutes roughly to go. 24 hours. Camp sitting in P10 collects the final 4 points for this round. Ishmael in P11, 17 seconds behind, needs a miracle. Something has to happen to give themselves a chance. During that stint, of course, we don't know what's going to happen for the next one. So the leader, Azarian for ORT, is having a comfortable lead. So we are missing GT45 Gaming, and but Ray, I cannot do that final stint. No, I have to go after that one. I'm not available. Can we find someone to do the final 2 hours of this race? Can we have a last minute commentator, please? It would be a shame if we would be missing out on those final 2 hours of the 24 hours here at Spa-Francorchamps. Ooh, he is in. That's good news. Good news. So, the leader on lap 47. Evo still on that lead lap with 1 minute 47. Behind, Pole Sitter 1 lap down in P3, 49 seconds that gap to P2. Then Lugi and Lucas under 2 seconds again. That gap, they have to go for 5 laps. So this could be very, very close. One day, River, one day we will get Deering, Slugsy and Kaza together in the booth and do a stint. .7, 1.8. And where is our leader? Midway through lap 48. So the end of lap 50 is where we see the driver swaps happening. You stay with that battle. I guess it's forming. 1.6. Again, Lucas getting into the slipstream and just like that, he has a half-second penalty once again, dropping roughly to 3 seconds again. Yep, so a bit unlucky for Lucas again. He's trying everything to get closer to Lugi and then collecting some track limit penalties. So Slipstream in P6, Apex Magnet in P7, Johnny Waffle P8, Adriano 43 seconds. He might bring that gap down to 30 seconds in the end. What a crazy stint again it is for Adriano in that 999 BMW for Race Asylum, the 4th team entry, and what a run it is again. So we'll see. Penultimate lap on the stint started for Azurian, 1 minute 49. That gap. Where is Evo? Still on lap 48 in the middle sector. Pole sitter in P3, 1:55. Another mistake by the looks. 4 seconds the gap now between Lugi and Lucas. So we also see, or I see, you don't see it, I see the tire wear is definitely now playing a big factor, and just saw the link for the next stint. So here we go. At your service in the stream chat. Be sure to head over to GT45 Gaming for that final stint number 12. Oh, Slipstream in P6, 16, 17 seconds, roughly a gap to Magnet in P7, Johnny in P8, Adriano 41 seconds with 5 laps to go. Gaining roughly 2 seconds per lap. Oh, crazy, crazy, crazy. And now let's stay with ORT, 1 minute 50, and starting the final lap of the stint very, very soon. Out of the bus stop, crossing the start finish time for the final time for the stint, and now starting that final lap of the stint. Alright,
hello everybody. How are we all?
Hey! Back for the final rodeo. You can do it.
Back
Come
to the
on.
Final showdown.
Come on, yeah. Yeah. We were promised some rain, we didn't get it, so I said, you get all of the weather now in your stint. Trust me,
Well,
it will happen.
not looking good so far. I'm going to tell you that much right now.
Can someone change the lobby settings, please, to R08? Fixed weather, please. We need some rain drama for the end. But as the read is on that panel, probably it's too late to restart on that stint 12 lobby now.
Oh, most certainly. Most certainly.
We could have something like a commentator's whole option to no, override those settings. We want drama.
Drama settings.
Yeah, drama settings enabled. It's too late, Ray. It's too late. You should have prepared for that. Yeah, exactly. Full R8. That's what we want. Come on. It is alright. So, as a repeat, last time around, Blanchimont into the bus stop, and then with a 1 minute and 50 gap, handing it over. So basically, we started where we left. It was like 1 minute 50 before the start of that stint, and it is 1 minute 50 after that stint. So basically, nothing changed between the top two cars. It looked promising with a bold strategy from Evo, getting onto the mediums earlier and also pushing in those mixed conditions. But then in dry conditions wasn't able to keep up with the pace in his big Corvette C7 car. But we go. Evo is on that final lap now. It will be glad when it's over, I think.
I'm sure. Our leaders now just hitting the racetrack here as well for the final 2-hour push here, ladies and gentlemen. So we've been through 22 and a little bit hours now of up and down, all around, wet and dry racing here at Spa this weekend.
Final hooray. Exactly. Let's go.
It doesn't show them in the pits like you would expect, Sam. Leo, just saying. It only shows the car that you're looking at in pit lane. It doesn't show all the cars in pit lane.
All right, Evo now coming into the pits, 1 minute 52, that gap after his stint. The next driver will be pole sitter. 47 seconds roughly, but has to serve a penalty on that final lap of his stint. Probably go up to 48.
All right, so we should see the Corvette coming out any moment now, I would assume.
You should see it, yeah. So the number 13 is heading into the pits now. 47 seconds, that gap. And then we have to wait for roughly 2 minutes. So Lugi P4 started the final lap of the stint with Lucas just 2 seconds behind. So this could get interesting. The 77 and the 218. Every time I go to Lucas when I say he's close, he's carrying a penalty.
You know he's blaming all that on you now.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Stop looking at me. You know it. But, yeah.
I didn't know. I so hard square. Leo. All right, so it is Nick coming out for Esports Race Asylum Corvette. It is Macho Monkey coming back out for the last dash here for Sector 7 Racing as well. The number 13 team, that is.
Yeah. The pad.
Calm down, absolutely.
Oh no. Pole sitter exit the pit early. He's trying to hide his car somewhere on track. No, stop driving. Park it. Oh no. I mean, there are very severe rules, by the way, in the rule book. So even if it's a mistake, you'll probably see those drivers getting a penalty post race because of that. It's just a mistake that is not allowed to happen because it messes up with the entire setup. So very strict stewards usually with that.
Fair enough.
Again, so Lugi in the pits, closely followed by Lucas, 3.6 seconds it is.
Almost there. You betcha, Kings. Almost there. 2 to go. A little less than 2 hours now.
So 1 minute 30 until the next car arrives at the pit entry.
So top 3 definitely essentially kind of defined here. Oh, this race it seems like. Really barring any crazy moments on the racetrack here over the next 2 hours, we could potentially be looking at the podium already here. That being said, the wind is fairly significant here. We're currently right now at Spa. We got 12 meters per second straight south. Last time we seen that wind, it brought a little bit of tease of rain, but that very small tease of rain that crazy wind brought in was about a minute burst of rain, but soaked the racetrack for a good solid 10 minutes. So, yeah, we're seeing that wind again. So, as rain just waited to come out a little bit later into the stint here, perhaps.
Slipstream is in for Sector 7 Racing. The number 7 car in. 20 seconds behind. It will be Apex Magnet for MRL. 33 BMW. Oh. Slowly driving into the pits. You can just eat it on that final, but doesn't matter. But don't get a reset. I think this also happened at Road Atlanta last event, where they were too quick, too ambitious going into the pits. Then the game decided, no, I'm not having it. You get a reset back on track, and you couldn't get back into the pits again. So also like crazy stuff happening.
How about that, racers? Our racers in the chat watching right now. How many times have you been on Spa with 12 meter per second wind? Just saying. That is some serious wind. What did we figure that out to be? Cupcake, and I figured this out a little earlier. That's roughly about 25, maybe a little more mile per hour wind gusts, or a steady wind, I guess, in this sense right now at Spa. So that's a pretty good wind.
Yeah. Wind brings rain, right? It has to be.
It definitely brings in at least a storm. Whether or not it brings it to the racetrack, I guess, is to be decided. But we'll certainly definitely bring some weather in with it when you got crazy wind like that. So I guess really what we're watching now is if it's going to be changing a lot of direction here over the next few minutes, over the next few laps. That's kind of, again, another telltale sign that there's definitely something moving through at least the area. Still not guaranteed, though. I mean,
Johnny in the pits for MRL, and look at that. Adriano closed that gap to 22 seconds. They were like more than 2 minutes behind. And again, another absolute astonishing drive from Adriano. The 999 BMW now heading into pit lane. What a stint again. 1 minute and 3 seconds the gap to Camp in P10.
Here we go. All right, welcome back in, everybody. Hope we're all doing fantastic. We are roughly about halfway through the driver's process here to, well, bring this thing home for the 2024 season.
Yep.
We have MRL Sean coming out here for the GTR MRL team here as well. Minute 36 behind Team Car up ahead. And we got the Gov coming out. RA Gov coming out on track here. 6.3 seconds was the gap, but we'll have to wait till that lag timing corrects itself, of course. But a couple of close battles immediately here. We got the Sector 7 Renault coming up at pace here, up in behind RA BMW here as well, but
Right.
they sorted that out quite quickly.
64 is in, and also the Loose Moose Racing 35 AMG just entered the pit lane. So that concludes my stream again. Once again, thank you everyone for watching, and now get to the final stint with GT45 Gaming. Brings us home for the 24 hours. Have a good Sunday wherever you are, or Monday wherever you are. I don't know what the time it is. Probably down under Australia. You're already on a Monday if you're still watching. Take care. See you soon.
They'll be getting close.
Bye. Bye.
Appreciate it.